Should we go to score predictions?
I have stated 5-0.
Hello and welcome to the MatchDayVlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to talk about the upcoming fixture at St Mary's Stadium. It is Leeds United FC going to be coming down and facing the mighty Saints. Leeds unbeaten in 6, Southampton not so much. And we have an opposition live on this show. I'm going to bring in, you ready, Mike? Here it comes. This is Mike from All Leeds TV. How are you doing? I'm doing well.
Man. How are you doing?
So, we're doing good. We're doing good. Our team, not so much. It's been a bit of a rough ride recently. I'm sure you would have checked the form table and probably be feeling quite confident about this weekend. But I'm going to start with a question for you that I'm sure quite a few of us will be having in regards to both clubs have come into the season with new management, perhaps new structure. Were you in favour of Farke? Was it an announcement that you were positive about?
Before all the names were drawn out, he was one that I did suggest, and then I was a bit like, but he's not really done it in the Prem. But then it's the Championship. We could be realistic with what we're after. Originally, I did want Bournemouth's manager, Iriola. That was my main guy that I wanted, but obviously didn't happen. He wasn't going to come to the Championship. Farke's record in the Championship is second to none. It's incredible to promote 2 wins even. So yeah, I was buzzing about it when it was official. So yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, it's certainly something that I think perhaps a lot of Southampton fans are looking at in regards to, okay, Premier League proven manager, not going to happen in the Championship, but someone who's won the Championship previously, someone who knows the league very, very well, is perhaps someone that you want to get at. I mean, ourselves with Russell Martin, not really proved anything yet, and is a little inexperienced, but time will tell. We've both come out of a transfer window where we've lost a lot of players. Have there been any in particular that have been a big loss for Leeds United?
In terms of playing ability wise, you could say Sinistera, Adams, but in terms of their attitude and the way they left the club, no.
Okay.
But I'll explain why. So Adams just didn't want to be in the Championship. He just thought he was too good. He wanted to leave. So that's fine. Just get rid. If you don't want to play in the club for the club, just go. Sinistera is a bit of a different one because obviously he had a contract legal situation, which means he didn't play 2 of the games. And then he was back in training, played in the cup, played in the league game. And then all of a sudden, come transfer deadline day, he told some fans he wanted to stay. He was staying. 2 hours later, he was on his way to Bournemouth. And then it come out that he was threatening legal action against the club if we didn't sanction his move. So we had no option but to get rid of him. Yeah. So for that reason alone, I'm not disappointed by it. I'm disappointed by his attitude and how he went about it.
Yeah.
But in terms of other players, for the Championship wise, you've got Jack Harrison, Verba. I think they would have done a decent job. But in terms of how we are at the moment, how we progress, no, I'm not too fussed by anyone who's left.
Yeah. And in terms of new signings that you've got in through the door, any adapted rather quickly? There's one in particular that I think a lot of Saints fans were hoping for, with your strike force up front. But we decided to get the one that's going to be ready in a few months' time, which is causing us quite a few bits of stress.
I mentioned that before. So I'll go through. So Sam Byram, obviously, he knows the club. He used to play for us years ago. He's re-signed. At first, he was only on the trial basis, so it was just get his fitness up. Obviously, Farke liked him, spoke to the board, saying, no, we need him. And he's proven a lot of us fans wrong. He's come on leaps and bounds. He's just been incredible. And then our midfield, Ampadu, for 7 million. I think that's an absolute bargain. He's just literally everywhere in that centre mid for us. And then, your main man, obviously, Pero. In my opinion, he is one of the best, if not the best striker in the league. Sorry, not the world, in the league.
Steady, Mike. Come on.
I'm not that stupid. But no,
I mean,
it,
they're so on brand with our channel, but yeah,
Yeah, that's
you're
great.
right.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
it's exactly the sort of thing we go for on this channel.
no, in terms of his playing style, he's been playing much more deeper in the last couple of games, and Jorginho's been playing higher up. I think if it was the other way around, it would cause a lot more problems. But it seems to be working last 2 games anyway. So it's if Farker's liking it, the players liking it, then stick with it.
Yeah, it's going to be something that's gel quickly, and it's like you've done that well, and certainly not losing any games in the last 6 is something we can all be certainly jealous of. Jack, what are you worried about with Leeds? What is causing you the most stress apart from the last 5 results that Southampton have had? But
Southampton's like the worst thing about being a Saints fan is if it could be like the irony that really hurts you the most, that'll be it. So like Joe Perot just scares me because I'm like, he's gonna get a hat trick and he's gonna run straight over to our to the Itchy North and just mug us off. Like that just films me what's happening.
yeah.
But I think I do believe 2 big threats just got put out injured today. Did they not? Did suffered a bit of injury loss this weekend? Please say you are.
To be fair, I haven't
without
actually
fullbacks?
watched the press conference yet. So I know that Bamford's back in training. Burpo not fully fit yet, but he's in training from what I've heard a couple of weeks. But the rest of it is, as far as I'm aware, as it's been. There's no fresh injuries as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Because is Willie Nonto still out? Or
Yeah,
Gnonto?
he's still out. But then
Yeah.
we've still got Dan James coming in. We've got Jaden Anthony as well that can play there. Somerville that can play on the wings. So before the transfer window, it was like, oh great, if we lose a winger, who are we going to get in?
Yeah.
But now we've got options and choices. It fills me with more confidence going forward.
Yeah.
You remember when we thought we were going to have options and choices, and now we're like, oh no, none of them work.
It is a big concern for Southampton. I mean, there was a time at Southampton where you kind of knew who was going to start left back because there was only one option, and it feels like we've crept back into that. And so, in regards to our injuries, I'm not sure if you're aware, but our captain will be out injured. He's currently wearing one of those glorious looking football boots and playing basketball on his backside. Jack Stevens there.
Yeah.
So he is going to be a big miss for us. But I guess, one thing that perhaps fills me with a little bit of confidence is the fact that Leeds will be confident and they won't sit back. We play incredibly high, and it's one thing that utterly terrifies me watching games at St Mary's and on the road is literally how far up the pitch we play and just sit there. And I kind of get the impression Leeds do a similar thing. Is that fair to say you play fairly out of the pitch? Because if you do, it's going to be a chaos game.
Yeah, so I think Farker's good because he adapts to games. So he looks at what weaknesses and strengths of each team is, and he adapts to that, which we haven't had in the last 2-3 matches. It's literally just been right, this is your plan, stick to it.
Yeah.
Whereas we've seen it in the past, like we can be slow starters. So obviously Cardiff went 2-0 down before half time, slow starters. Other games as well, we've not kicked on, but then in other games it's been, for example, Watford, we were literally gung-ho from the minute dot. If we play like that against you lot, it will be very end-to-end. I thought we defended well when we had to, but our defence is, in the last couple of seasons, has never been our strong point. I know, fair enough, we're 4 clean sheets in a row, which for Leeds just hasn't happened since 2020 when we got promoted.
When was our last clean sheet, Jack?
I know what clean and I know what sheet means.
Yeah.
I don't understand the convention.
March the 4th, 2023. March the 4th. Yeah. What is clean sheet? Yes, it's shocking. Absolutely shocking. It is certainly something that is going to be a big threat. Just looking also at in terms of who's fighting fit and looking pretty good for Southampton, it's really, I mean, our problem is the fact that we have a different midfield every single game. So is the midfield something for you, a particular area of strength or any areas to exploit there?
I would say it is one of our strengths. Obviously, you've got Ampadu, like I've already stated, too, as well, being one of better midfielders in the league. You've got RG Gray as well if he plays, or Kamara, who looked really, really well last game. He played 60 odd minutes. He like all over the pitch, much higher up than what Gray would be.
Yeah.
Either partnership for me I would be okay with. I think if Ampadu drops out, then maybe difficult to work out how they would play together. But our centre mids tend to be quite well.
Yeah. So I'm just reading some of the comments here as well. Someone gets post-traumatic stress from hearing the word clean sheet. If anyone's got any questions in the chat section for Mike from All These TV, stick them in and fire away. We do have an issue in our defensive categories. Holgate is not really done himself any particular favours, but we'll certainly be needing some strong ones in there. I also need to apologise as well, because I said that the Leeds game against Watford, that the scoreline flattered, and I went back in. That comment, oh my goodness, has got Leeds fans on my back. So I'm sorry. I'll watch more than 90 seconds of highlights next time.
I was going to say, we should have easily been 3-0 up at half time. If it wasn't for their keeper, it would have been a cricket score. He was pretty. He was very, very good in that game. I've got questions about you. What is your strengths in Southampton team?
Stadium's pretty good. The pies are pretty decent as well.
Yeah.
What are our strengths? I think, in fairness, actually, Baz has been pretty good. For all the criticism of our defence, Baz has been pretty good recently.
Baz has been our best player, but we've conceded
in games where we can see 4 or 5. It's mad.
But we've conceded 19 goals in 8 games. So that should speak volumes that that's our best player right now.
I fully understand where you're coming from on that. I mean, we've had Meslier in the past where we've conceded 60 goals in one league season. But if it wasn't for him, we could have easily conceded another 20 plus goals.
Yeah.
So I know where you're coming from on that, where it sounds really bad that your keeper is your best player when you've conceded that many goals. So I fully understand.
He's not our best player because he's stopping he's stopping lots of shots. No, everything's going in, but he's just the best passer in the back line of a back line that can't pass the football very well. And that's who has the ball the most. So you're like, well, Baz's completion rate's pretty good, but he has only passed it 5 yards 20 times. Yeah. So it's just aggravating. Nothing's clicked yet. Literally, we're in a stage where there's not a thing you're like, well, that partnership works. Well, and the moment you think it does, it falls apart again. And it's the reason I didn't watch anything this week.
I mean, there is another strength that we have is our accounts department. Somehow they're still paying Holgate and Aribo 70 grand a week. So that's one big strength. But enough of the silliness. I think our strength, come on, let's go think some. Shea Charles has looked pretty good in defensive mid.
However, he's only really played him there twice out of the 8 games because.
Yes, there is that. And
I'm going to poke a hole in everything you say.
Adam Armstrong has looked good in midfield, but apparently he's a striker as well. So we kind of need him in 2 positions. There have been moments where we play some great football, but I think Hassan said it on the space and on Twitter. He said that we basically play a style of football that is maximum risk, minimum reward, and I think it sort of sums up what's going on at the moment. So whether or not it's just early in terms of us learning the new system, but we'll have to see. But football is a funny old game. Anything can happen. So yeah, really. So to finish off, I mean, should we go to score predictions? Is it early to do that? I think we probably should, to get our ultimate gut feelings. Because we have a guest on the show, and normally we do score predictions later on in the show, so we can bring them on nice and early. Right then, it's only right that our guest should have the chance to go first. This is a chance in the show where we get to predict our score predictions. Be sure to stick in your score prediction in the chat section right now, and me and Jack and Mike will be going through all of those right after we've given ours. Right. Don't worry, you're in friendly territory.
Right, this isn't a case of being arrogance or confidence or anything like that. So I have stated 5-0. and that was solely based on how you have defended recently and how we've been attacking.
Yeah.
Again, it's the Championship. Anything can happen. We've seen that before when teams are at the bottom are beating teams at the top. So, on the flip side, I do see it a cagey game. It could be one way or the other, like a sneaky 2-1 victory to either side.
Okay.
Like I said, it's the Championship. Anything can happen. So, it is a case of it will be a thrashing 5-0 or a very, very cagey 2-1 either side.
That's fair. Pains me to say it, but it's fair.
I think that
It is fair.
The most insulting thing about it was the fact that Mike gasped.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
Like it wasn't a correct thing to say.
I never had a career in acting. I really didn't. That's about as big as a bluff I would normally have. Okay, so we've got a 5-0 or a 2-1 in either direction. Jack, over to you. I still need some time just to mull it over in my head
It's
for
difficult.
a bit.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because there is like there's nothing clicking. But this is one of those games where if you win against Leeds, it kind of does take the sting out of your mouth a little bit of Middlesbrough. Like it's like that's a good win to get against Leeds.
Yeah.
But I don't see it happening at all. So that being said, I'm gonna say 6-0 Southampton because we never die, mate. We never die. Football's bloody winning. It's great. I love football. 6-0. Just go for it. Why not? The clean sheets are coming.
Good job, Jack.
I'm going to stay delusional. It's never going to change.
Just
whatever.
Yeah,
I like it.
Great job.
What's the point? What's the point of saying we're going to lose? No, we're going to win 6-0, mate.
Exactly.
It's going to be great.
Exactly.
Bazunu's going to get 6 assists.
I'm sure you said 6-0 before the Leicester game as well.
I said 9-0 before Leicester. Let's keep going.
You did. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show, Mike. Right. What am I going to go with? I'm going to have to be the one with a sensible hat on. And I think we're going to concede because I think the way Leeds are playing at the moment, it'd be very naive to think that we're going to keep a clean sheet in this game. But you never know. I hope I'm jinxing that. So that would be good.
I do like how you've noted that the 6 part isn't the ridiculous part, but the clean sheet very much is.
Yeah.
Instantly, like,
I don't want to smash you completely off the fence there, Jack. No, it's fine. Do you know what? I can see this. I agree with Mike in the sense that it could be 2-1 in either direction, but because it's Southampton, I've got to back my side and go for a 2-1 Saints win. How's that? Is that convincing?
A little bit. I do think it's a fair result. Like we said, it's been tight in the past, so it can be very, very cagey. Obviously, the game when we beat you 1-0 with Fabio, I can't remember what the other score was. I think 2-2, wasn't it? We were 2-0. We were 2-0 up and you scored 2.
Yeah, it's true.
2-2. Yeah. That's the one at the beginning of the season. So it's very, very even in the last couple of years. So it could go either way. And like I said, the reason why I based the high score was on your defence and how we attack. Mm-hmm. If we attack like we did against Watford and you played like you have done last few games, and it will be that score, or it could be that high score. If we play like we did against Hull, on the other hand, then it could just be a very, very
player sent off. Yeah.
Even before that, it was very cagey. It never looked like either side was going to score. Obviously, Hull hit the post in the last minute. So if you lot play similar to the way Hull did, then it could cause us trouble. And again, it could be very even.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, there we go. Right, let's go through some of these that we've got in the chat section already, and they do not look pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, buckle up, everyone. This is going to get bumpy. Singer2 is going for a 3-0 Saints win. Louis, I think that's Louis who's 6 next to us. He's going for 4-1 Leeds. Sorry, boys. That's gonna be rough. You're more than welcome to spill your cup of tea if it's gonna be 4-1 this time. Right. Jacob Toe is going for look at that. 2-1 Saints. Member of the channel, Mark. Thanks so much for the support. He's going for a 3-0 Leeds. Tom's going for a 2-1 Saints. Honestly, things we went. Tom's got a level head on him. So there we go. Not sure what that means. Graham Osmond's going for 3-1 Leeds.
I will say the nice thing is this poor form has stopped people saying draws, but then you say
it's
that
true.
and
Well, someone
people
said
say-
that I was going to say draw. I imagine this is Singleton's prediction of what we were going to say. Just wants a scrappy 0-0.
No.
I mean,
Know
I'll
the
take another
rules.
clean. I'll take another clean sheet. Don't get me wrong. 5 clean sheets in a row. I mean, that's
That's
unbeaten
crazy.
in September.
If we're being truly honest about things, if we left there 0-0, I think Southampton fans would be like, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
a point and a clean sheet. That is woo.
Man, that would
I
be
mean,
quite something.
If you're seeing it like that, then where realistically do you think you'll end up this season? If you're saying obviously 0-0 at home against another promotional side that should be up there, realistically,
I think we'll end the season at Leeds away. There we go.
Hey. It depends. If you were asking me in the pub, 6th. If you're asking me on here, first still.
Yeah, I think we'll make playoffs. I kind of got a feeling that because you can be absolutely dreadful for quite a long period of time and still make the playoffs in the championship. So
Look
I
at
kind
Swansea.
of got. Oh. Stop it now. I've still got some scores to go through. Right, Ryan's going for a 3-0 Leeds. Josh going for a 2-2, a repeat of what it was last season at St Mary's. I'm not going to read out that one because then that means I spelt something naughty. Right, he's going for a 3-1 Leeds. I think, oh my goodness, Roosters going for a 5-0 Leeds at half time. If it is that, everyone needs to stay in their seats. No one go home early.
But don't. You don't. Don't worry about it. Just don't boo. Just leave.
So it's 21 seconds from Louis. Come on, you're supposed to be a friend of the channel. Stop it now. Stop it. Red and white is going for I'm hoping for a win, obviously. So 2-1 Saints, last minute winner, but realistically we'll get back. It's great reading the rest of that. There we go. And even Leicester Till I Die's in here already. Does he know he's buying that shirt?
He does. He should be having the account set up already. I think he's wiring the money tonight. I'm not sure. Thanks, Chris.
Ethan's going for a 3-1 Leeds with 2-0 being 2-0 up in the 20th minute. Oh my word. I told you these were bad. My goodness. And Chester Leicester is going for a 4-0, all goals coming from defence passing to Perot. I think we'll finish the scores there. That's I can't take any more of those. That's just woo, it's enough for me. That's enough for me. Fantastic stuff. Well, you asked us the question, Mike. Where do you see Leeds finishing at the end of the season?
I've said from the beginning of the season, top 2.
Okay. All right.
I'm still going to stick with that. Like, if you solely look on paper here, we've got one of the best sides in the league. I think our forms, early days, I understand that. But form-wise, the players are gelling. We've got better squad in depth now than what we did at the beginning of the season. Yeah, I'm going to stick with top 2.
Top 2. And who's joining you up there?
Probably Leicester. I originally had Borough up there. Originally, this was
tough side, Borough. Tough side.
They sold their top players, but I can't see them being top 2. I can't see Leicester dropping that many points for Borough to catch up with them. The way Borough probably playoffs or just outside, but like I said, championship is a long season, 38 games left to play. Anything could happen.
Yeah, and you're making friends on the blue side of Nottingham. Look at that. Oh, little backside dig there. No, that does make a lot of sense. And having watched Leicester play football, I think they're a force to be reckoned with, and appear to have gelled very, very quickly. So, and I think for the Leeds side, I think what you need to be encouraged by is the amount of clean sheets you're getting. I think in the championship, that's certainly something that will take you a long way. And certainly, if you're not getting beaten by people, then it's a lot easier to climb back up even if you're picking up draws. But yeah, we're facing the prospect of potentially not getting any points in September is a rather terrifying stat, and certainly not the not the start that we wanted. There we go. But Mike, we've kept you long enough. Let us know where we can all find the channel and your socials and all that kind of thing.
So you got All These TV on YouTube, again, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, pretty much everywhere. So
Good
I just
stuff.
do like the social media side of it, and then the guys from the YouTube are all on there.
Oh, okay. So it's quite a big team of you doing all the content on different socials, or
About 6 or 7 of us. So you got Tasha does the fan cams for us, and you got Chris and Jack who do like previews, and you've got Oscar as well, and then there's a few others behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, I did the Beat the Drop show with Oscar last season on the thing. So no, Oscar, which apparently that show's been nominated for a Football Content Award. So
yeah, I have seen that. Yeah,
weirdly got a back entrance into that after party. Woohoo! And the great thing is that people can vote for the best podcast in the Premier League for the Beat the Drop show, and also best podcast in the Championship with Total Saints podcast. So I can't lose that night. I can tell you, everyone needs to vote for these two things. It's just like brilliant. So that's one blessing of being relegated. There we go.
Sounds like you can lose twice, and as a Southampton fan, that sounds like it will most probably happen.
True. I can lose twice and pay a lot of money for expensive black tie dinner. Can't wait. It's going to be a nice little trip to Anfield. That'd be good.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, indeed. Mike, thank you ever so much for your time. Really do appreciate it.
No worries. It's been a pleasure.
Do wish you the very best just after Saturday. Right.
Likewise.
All right. Cheers, Mike. Good to see you, mate.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.